A man called Ave wants to die, but he can't because his annoying neighbors keep interrupting his various suicide attempts. I want to talk to you today about a book called A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. And it is one of the better books I've read in a long time. I really enjoyed this book. Even though it's about a man, Ave, who wants to die because he's really sad, his wife has passed on and she was his whole world, and he wants to die so he can join her. And he doesn't really see anything left to live for. And so he's this very grouchy, unhappy man. He keeps running into these annoying neighbors who interrupt his suicide attempts, or he has this stray cat in the neighborhood who seems to bother him and um, create sort of a nuisance for him. And it's really endearing the way that Ave eventually has to relate to his neighbors and to the cat. And he has to come to terms with the fact that his wife is gone and he's still here. So I definitely enjoyed A Man Called Ave. I will read to you a little bit, just a little bit, from one of his interrupted suicide attempts to give you a sense of what goes on in the book. He is, I think in this particular passage, he's trying to hang himself because it's earlier in the book. And it says, Ave whips open the green floral curtains, which for many years Ave's wife has been nagging him to change. He sees a short, black-haired, and obviously foreign woman, aged about 30. She stands there gesticulating furiously at a similarly aged, oversized, blonde, lanky man squeezed into the driver's seat of a ludicrously small Japanese car. Abe has things about cars. They have to be saws. This was Japanese, so that's a big no-no. With a trailer now scraping against the exterior wall of Ave's house. The lanky one, by means of subtle gestures and signs, seems to want to convey to the woman that this is not quite as easy as it looks. The woman, with gestures that are comparatively unsubtle, seems to want to convey that it might have something to do with the moronic nature of the lanky one in question. Abby thunders through the window as the wheel of the trailer rolls into his flower bed. A few seconds later, the front door seems to fly open of its own accord, as if afraid Ave might otherwise walk straight through it. What the hell are you doing? Ave roars at the woman. Yes, that's what I'm asking myself, she roars back. Ave is momentarily thrown off balance. He glares at her, and she glares back. So that's one of the many interruptions that Ovid experiences in his book, as he just wants to grieve the loss of his wife, but people keep interrupting him. And Ovid is a very sweet, endearing old man, but you have to really, really dig past all of his grouchy moods and snide remarks in order to see it for yourself. Even though it's a sad book, in the sense that Ave is so sad because his wife is gone, I thought it was a really affirming book. It really, for me, it was encouraging and pleasant and joyful. It sort of affirmed for me why we're actually here and what it means to sort of dig into this thing called life and relate to one another, and what kind of joy we can get from actually engaging with other people and trying to understand them and help them to understand us. This was, for me, one of the more positive, encouraging books. I also like the cat. The stray cat was sort of a main character in the book, and I was really fond of the cat. I'm a cat person. So I highly recommend A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman.